Welcome to Mr. Official World of Business. This week, we're going to talk about personal articles policy. What is a personal articles policy? A personal articles policy is a policy that covers you in the event you are liable for anything. It could be slander, it could be an accident, it could be anything that somebody says, hey, I want to sue you because this happened because of what you did. So, those liability policies will go anywhere from $1 million to $5 million. Usually, most people have $1 million policy can cost them anywhere from $25 to $30 a month. But what made me think about this for this week is basketball season. I used to coach, and in coaching in basketball, I've had players that have been injured before. And for instance, in basketball, I had a child that was going to the hole to shoot a layup. He fell, he dislocated his shoulder. The first thing you're going to do as a coach, you're going to run to your player to make sure they're okay. But when there's an injury like that, I've learned you want to be hands off. That same child that I'm referencing that was injured and dislocating his shoulder, I did not touch him, but the grandmother did later on take him to the hospital and advised that it was my fault because I readjusted his shoulder, which I did not. But that is an example of something that could occur. If I did, she could have sued me to say that I have potentially impacted her grandson's basketball career by doing something I'm not licensed to do, which is put his shoulder back in place. So I know a lot of coaches get a lot of praise for volunteering their time. It's very noble to invest in other children outside of yourself to teach them life through sports, but it's just as important to protect yourself for those unfortunate circumstances like injuries. Year after year, we've heard about even in football, players having heat exhaustion, players passing away because of that. That is something that a coach or a university can be held accountable for. Now, in most cases, you do sign a waiver for youth sports that's saying we're not responsible. But I would always recommend taking it a step further because you're going to sleep better at night knowing that if someone decides to sue you, you have $1 million in coverage for attorney fees and or settlement fees up until your limit. So think about that. Personal articles is good for anyone to have, not just coaches, everyday people as well, because we make mistakes. And sometimes unfortunate circumstances occur out of those mistakes. But you want to have that buffer where if you have to pay an attorney or you do have to settle with someone, that your personal assets are protected. That's one of the great things of having a personal articles policy. So until next time, if there's any questions you have about anything regarding insurance, drop it in the comments. Until next time, keep it official.